And I hope that all the audience, if you have any doubt or like questions and clarifications related to presentation, feel free to ask it, okay? It's not like only the anthropology department students should ask. If you are from different department, you took generic, you took major in different subjects, it's okay, you can ask. Feel free to ask, okay? So now I would like to invite our chairperson, Dr. Utpal Talukdar, for the keynote address. So please come and have your turn.
Present here, most respected HOD of the department, Dr. Zain Nizami, and faculty members, Dr. Paul, our police officer, and Dr. Milan, and all students and faculty over here. Now, I'm very much eager to listen from the paper presenters, basically. So, my point over here is that although your title of the work, your seminar is, what is that, field walk in anthropology. So, field walk in anthropology, why this field walk is put in the curriculum, right? So, basically it is to create a zeal of research among the students, young scholars or young students. So, before we get into the field walk, we must understand certain terms. So, all details regarding the fieldwork of in anthropology, our paper presenters will present that. So, when we speak about the research, because the outcome of the fieldwork will be research, we expect like that, isn't it? So, what exactly the research is? Research is something which we are having certain inquiry into certain issues, right? Mostly in social sciences, we are dealing with some of the socio-cultural or socio-economic aspects, and get into and try to get the outcome from that, right? So before we get into the research or before you get into the field work, certain things we need to know. And in the outset itself, I would be congratulating the department that you are one of the very richest department actually in the field of research, because all the faculties are with their doctorate degree, which is called as the highest degree of qualification in academics, right? So you are having a abundant amount of the knowledge is over there. Now how much you can grab from them, that is up to you, because it's up to you how much you can grab from all your teachers, right? Now coming back to the research, it is an inquiry, right? Now once we go into the research, because I did not put so many things in my slide. There is only 2 slides. The first slide is only the 3 questions: what, how, and why. Whenever you go for any field work, let me not use the word research, let me use the word field work. When you go for field work, in the beginning itself, you should have certain questions in your mind. That why you are doing this particular thing. Why you are doing this field work. For what purpose? Only for degree? Or you are going to get some knowledge, because research is something which contributes to the field of knowledge. If it is not contributing, that cannot be called as research, right? So, what? Suppose, let's say, we are trying to get one topic is ethnographic study of tribes. So, ethnographic study of the tribes. Now, what is that? Right? Now, if certain questions come in your mind, you must first of all understand what you are going to do. Second, how you are going to conduct the work. Right? What will be the procedure? What will be the methodology on that? Right? And third one, why you are doing that? What will be the purpose of your work? Simply only degree? Or it is going to contribute to the society, because when you are doing a research, when you are doing a study, that should contribute, otherwise meaningless, right? Now, I think I am clear with. Please stop me if I am not somewhere. If you are not understanding what I am saying, right? So 3 questions basically you need to ask. That is what, how and why. Then once you understand, okay, now I understood what I need to do, what I am going to do. Your structure is here, right? The next phase you need to follow up certain procedures. My next and the last slide. Identification, explanation and decision making. Right? Now, this is the now most of all the students sitting over here are UG level undergraduate students. I happen to interact with several research scholars. The word research scholar is a very big thing. Many of them don't understand what exactly the meaning of these terms. Because they want to get the degree of PhD, MPhil or maybe some other research, they are simply running after. Like there is an advertisement. Someone is doing, so I am also following them. I need a degree. But whether these things are being fulfilled or not by your research, by your study. So I hope that our students who are paper presenters who are going to present, they will be elaborately speaking on the anthropological aspect of the field. Okay, I'm not an anthropologist. Okay, I'm a geographer. And so let me, because research is something the methods of research are same in social sciences. Now identification. What is identification? Can anyone tell me? Forget about research. Simple meaning of the identification. We are identifying something. What? What we are identifying? Identifying the problem. Because if you are writing down a research work, the first thing we start with statement of the problem. You need to state the problem on which you are working. Now so when you go for a field work or for a study or a field study or for a research, the first thing you need to do, identification. You need to identify the problem. If there is no problem, other things are not. And if you are going for identifying the problem, you should be very much clear what exactly you are going to do. Right? Then next is explanation. You need to explain. For explanation, there are certain procedures. It doesn't mean that you simply go and you identify, okay, I am going to study on the socio-economic life of a Patani tribe. Now everyone knows about socio-economic life of a Patani tribe. If they go to a particular village or interact with the elderly people of the society, they will come to know, okay, lifestyle is something like that, economic condition is something like that, and generalize you can make a statement. But that is not a research. Got it? So, there are certain procedures. Once you identify the problem, means what exactly you are going to study, what exactly your field of study is, then you need to apply certain methodology, certain methods, certain techniques you need to apply. Let's say you are going to generate certain data with the help of a questionnaire or maybe a schedule, household schedules. So, once the data is being generated, now that data need to be processed. Data should speak. When you collect the data, that data should speak. It should not simply in a tabular form and writing down something on that. No, it should speak. Data should speak. And how it will speak? You should take the data, what is exactly needed based on your problem, based on your need of the study. Then, secondly, once you collect the data, tabulate the data, process the data, there are some techniques. So that's why methodology is one of the important components in study. Okay. Now next, once you tabulate the data, you analyze with different techniques. Okay. Once you analyze, synthesize the relevant variables in hierarchical order. Keep the output in a hierarchical means to the lower to the higher order. Keep it in keep the variable. Variables means whatever information in the form of data you are collecting. Okay. Then once everything is done, synthesize. All data should come up in a singular form, and some outcome should be there. And which is reflecting what? The first thing, the problem, which we identify in the beginning. Whether it is fulfilling the need of that problem or not. If not, your research is can be nullified. Right? So once that is done, so we can stimulate and build a model. Because finally, coming to the third point, decision making. Decision making here doesn't mean that suppose let's say I went to a particular village and I make a study on that, and then I identify that these are the things need to be done in this. That doesn't mean that I will be decide for that particular village or particular community. No. Decision making means something you need to create a model which will solve that problem. That is the problem solution. Solution to that. That's why when we write down a research work, we start with the statement of the problem, methodology, results and discussion, finally conclusion or the outcome of the research. Right? So that should come up in such a way that you are contributing to the field of knowledge. If you are doing so, then only your researches or your field or your study is meaningful. Otherwise, it simply will be a dissertation or a thesis. It will be kept in the department, in the record note, it will be noted down and it will be kept like that. No, it is of no use. Right? So that's why now you are in the undergraduate. That is one of the reasons why we started this departmental seminar in the initial years. To create a zeal of research among the young students. So that you can understand, you can do something and you can contribute something back to the society. So, with these words, I would like to conclude my keynote address. I would not say keynote address. So it's a basic introduction. Okay? Yeah. So I would like to wish all the paper presenters best of luck, and I hope that I also can learn so many things from you.
I hope the audience learned a lot about the basic things and basic approach that is required to carry out the proper research. And now I would like to request Dr. Utpal Talukdar to kindly shift towards the judges panel. So now we've come in the main theme of today's seminar, where there is a technical section or the presentation round. So before proceeding towards that, I would like to share some basic instruction. Each presenters they'll have 10 minutes, and and when it's like 8 minutes, there will be a warning bell. So you have to complete your presentation in the 10 minutes, and after that there will be extra 5 minutes, and that is for the question and answer round. Like that is for the interactive session, okay? So like the audience, you can ask questions, and if you feel like there's something question, doubts, and something clarification related to the presentation, then you can ask and feel free to ask. So you got me right, what I said? 10 minutes for the presentation, and extra 5 minutes, it will be for the question and answer round. So I request the audience to be present in the moment, pay attention to the presentation which will be done by the presenters, and then ask questions if you feel like asking. So now I would like to call Hibu Odi and Tadu Dandin for the presentation, which is based on the basic elements in fieldwork. So give a big round of applause for them.
We will be presenting about the topic fieldwork methods and anthropological fieldwork. Fieldwork includes many methods to be used, such as observation, interview, case study, cooperative methods, and genealogical methods.
Structured interview is an interview where a researcher already prepared a set of questions that is asked to the informant or the respondents. So next is unstructured interview. In unstructured interview, the interviewer has not any questions prepared. He or she has greater freedom and flexibility to ask questions to the informant or the respondents. Okay, so on the other hand, it can be classified into three. There is personal interview, group interview, and focus interview. In personal interview, when an interview is confined to an individual, it is called a personal interview. In group interview, when a group of people is interviewed according to the situation where they are involved, it is called group interview. And in focus interview, it takes place when an individual known to have been involved in any particular incident. So next method is case study. It is the study of any individual, a group, an institution, an association which is involved in that particular incident. In this, both observation and interview are used to collect required data. This involves an in-depth research of a particular event, incident, etc., where a group of people are directly involved. So, for example, study on the Bhopal gas tragedy victims. In this, only those who are associated with this tragedy or with this tragic incident will be considered in understand to the incident indirectly. So the next method is genealogical method. In genealogical method, it is the process where the researcher collects data about marriage, family, and kinship. This method is very important as it includes it enables to analyze the social organization and connected relations of kinship. So the next method is comparative method. In this method, a society, a group, or social institutions are compared to show whether or why they are similar or different in certain aspects. At the same time, comparative method could be used to study different cultures of same period. It is known as cross-cultural approach. So the second last topic is findings. So the earliest fieldwork was conducted by Franz Ross in 1883 among the Eskimos in Baffin Island, Canada and British Columbia. It convinced him that cultures could only be understood through extensive fieldwork by using observation, interview, etc. A famous expedition to the Torres Straits in the Pacific by H.G. Haddon and W.H.R. Rivers in 1898-1899 gave the importance of field experience and various field methods.
We'll be presenting on a topic, writing a field report. So let's start with the field report. You all might be familiar with the word field report. So basically, a field report is a documentation of observation and analysis of a particular phenomena, behavior, process, and more. It is a brief description of field report. It is a brief description of field work. It involves several steps to present the report in the form of dissertation in a systematic format. They are first title page, acknowledgement, abstract, content, introduction, review of literature, methodology, result, discussion, conclusion, appendices, reference, and last glossary. So let's begin with the
anthropologists to carry out the proper fieldwork in anthropology. I hope the audience has learned about the basic elements in fieldwork, field methods in anthropology, and writing field report. The presentation, I think our seniors, they tried to give their best, right? So I think we have to give them a big round of applause for it. And now I would like to welcome Dr. Utpal Talukdar for the concluding remark. Sir, I kindly invite you to come and take your time.
So thank you so much. Few observations. The presentations were okay. I'll not say good. But actually, when you are making a paper presentation, it should be in an organized way. I was expecting that abstracts should be there and paper should be submitted to the chairperson. Actually, should have to follow up. Although paper presentation was being done in the form of three basics of field work, and it is matching with the title actually. If we see the field work in anthropology, we are having the basics in the first paper we learned. Second is the field methods, and third was writing about. I think that way how exactly one research work is being conducted and how we are coming to a conclusion in the form of a report, entire things are being presented in a very nice way. So it was good, but it should be. I could not find out the contribution of the paper presenters actually over there. It's just accumulation of the information and putting over there. These informations are already there in the net if you see. Okay, so it should be something should be contributed from your part also. Okay, this is what
your best, you know.
This is what the best.
So now I would like to call Ms. Rashri Avasti for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Nani. A lovely morning to our most valued guests, teachers, participants, and audience. It's an honor to be presenting vote of thanks for this seminar. On behalf of Department of Anthropology and entire organizing team, my hearty gratitude to the speakers for their graceful words. I would like to thank the respected chairperson, Dr. Taluk Dab, for his kind and insightful guidance. It's an honor to have you here with us today, sir. Next, I would like to thank all the participants and congratulate them simultaneously for their inspiring contribution to today's event and setting up an extraordinary example for your successors to follow. Thank you. Also, a hearty thanks to all the members of audience for attending the seminar and your contribution towards it and making it interactive. Thank you. At last, I must remark a profound sense of gratefulness to our teachers for their leading supervision and inspiration at every point of our journey. Thank you, teachers. As we all know, it's impossible to thank everyone for their contributions, without which this day wouldn't have come true. We appreciate you all's help.
We would like to conclude the program. So I request all of you, please stand for the national anthem.
तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाए तब जय गाथा। जन गण मंगल नायक जय हे, भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे, जय हे, जय हे।
Hello everyone, anthropology students. Now you can have your refreshment, but after your refreshment you do not go away from here, okay?
Video. So enjoying, huh?